Nobody is immune to the trials and tribulations of life.
You're not up, you're fucking down. And if you're down, I'm here to pick you up.
I don't care what it is. If you survived it, you standing there talking about it, it's cash money.
Never let your emotions supersede your intelligence.
Don't be blind to no situation that's in your face. If you feel like your gut feeling is this, go with it.
The ship does not sink because of the water around. The ship will sink because of the water that gets in. So for me, I don't allow the water that's outside to get in my ship and sink it.
I can't help that these motherfuckers is soft.
Having purpose. I know what my purpose is. And when you're in your purpose, if anything fall on you, then it fall on you. At least you know you were where you were supposed to be.
And with that, I said, move on. Get your life together. Get your life together. Get your life together.
Not there yet. When you get there, you're gonna know when you got there. But you cannot get comfortable.
The greatest thing you could do is listen while you winning. We get that paper, motherfuckers throw the drip on, they got the money, they got all the chicks going crazy, everybody screaming their name, and they go deaf. Nothing can penetrate you.
I just tell myself it's okay to not be okay, as long as the goal is to get out that stage, get out that box, get out that space. That's how I fight with my demons.
It's another me mentally that everybody don't experience.
They ain't got no self-esteem. And then they come being mad at me because I got self-esteem. I'm confident, I'm strong. They're just gonna have to deal with it. And if they don't want to deal with me, block me.
See, I'm not one of them niggas that know a lot about a little. I know a little about a lot, bitch. I might not be the brightest candle on the cake, but bitch, I'm lit.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. How come you ain't shared it?
Okay, ready? I'm gonna be.
Bitch on the ride of my day like a Mustang. I got a watch on my wrist, is a bust down. See ya. I'm tryna hop on a flight at a time. See ya. But I see my baby to bring it right round. See ya.
I'll be one you get shot.
I thank you, Lord, for my birth and everything that's followed. I thank you, Lord, for today, and I will pray for tomorrow. I thank you, Lord, for your guidance, because it's all that counts. And right here, right now, Lord, this is your house.
Yo, what up? What up, Red? What up? How's everybody doing out there in YouTube land? You know, we had the GOAT bless this. You know what I'm saying? Buddha ain't blessed it. DMX did it. You know what I'm saying? They gonna give it to, but hey, I don't want to digress too much. But we got a long one today. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get some in here. No, it's not a long one. I take that back. I just flipped through that shit so quick, dude. I thought there was more. It's okay though. Shit, let's get it.
You know, if you sit quietly for a moment and just observe what's happening inside your head, you'll notice something rather extraordinary. There's this constant chatter going on, an endless stream of commentary, of narration, of conversation with yourself about yourself. It never stops. Even right now, as you're listening to me, there's probably another voice in your head commenting on what I'm saying, agreeing or disagreeing, planning what to think next, wondering if you've understood correctly, perhaps even talking about the fact that it's talking. This internal dialogue is so constant, so pervasive, that most people don't even notice it anymore. It's like the hum of a refrigerator that you only hear when someone points it out. But once you do notice it, once you become aware of this endless internal conversation, a very natural question arises. Why won't it stop? Why does the mind insist on this constant talking to itself? And more importantly, who is talking to whom? If it's your mind talking to itself, then who is the talker and who is the listener? Are there two of you in there? And if there are two, which one is the real you? The one doing the talking or the one listening to the talking? Let me tell you, this is not a trivial question. This is perhaps one of the most important questions you can ask about the nature of your own consciousness. Because this internal dialogue, this constant mental chatter, is at the root of almost all human suffering. It's the mechanism by which we create anxiety, worry, regret, and most of our psychological pain. And yet we're so identified with it that we think it's who we are. Let's start by examining what this internal voice is actually doing. If you pay close attention, you'll notice that it's doing several things. First, it's narrating. It's telling you the story of what's happening. I'm sitting here listening to this. I wonder what he'll say next. This is interesting. I'm not sure I agree with that. It's like a sports commentator giving you a play-by-play of your own life, except that you're living the life and providing the commentary simultaneously. Second, it's evaluating. It's constantly judging everything that happens as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, desirable or undesirable. I like this, I don't like that. This is going well, this is going poorly, I should have done that differently, I hope this continues, I hope that doesn't happen again. On and on, an endless stream of evaluation and judgment. Third, it's planning and rehearsing. It's constantly projecting into the future, imagining scenarios, preparing speeches you'll never give, having arguments with people who aren't there, worrying about things that might happen, fantasizing about things you hope will happen. I'll tell them this. If they say that, I'll respond with this. What if this happens? I need to remember to do that. Tomorrow I'll do this differently. Fourth, and perhaps most insidiously, it's maintaining your sense of identity. It's constantly reminding you of who you are, what your story is, what happened to you in the past, what you believe, what you like and don't like, what you're afraid of, what you hope for. I'm the kind of person who I've always been. I could never. I remember when this is just like me too. It's like a propaganda machine working tirelessly to convince you that you are this particular character in this particular story. Now, why does the mind do all this? What's the purpose of this endless chatter? Well, fundamentally, it's trying to maintain control. The mind believes that if it can just think about things enough, analyze them enough, plan for them enough, it can control what happens. It's trying to make life safe, predictable, manageable. It's trying to avoid pain and secure pleasure. It's trying to defend and promote this entity it believes itself to be, this separate self that needs protecting and advancing. But here's the problem. It doesn't work. All this thinking, all this planning, all this worrying and analyzing and rehearsing, it doesn't actually give you control over life. Life continues to unfold in ways you don't expect and can't predict. Things happen that you didn't plan for. People behave in ways you didn't anticipate. And yet the mind keeps on talking, keeps on trying, keeps on believing that if it just thinks a little harder, plans a little better, worries a little more thoroughly, it will finally achieve the control it seeks. It's like someone standing in a boat trying to push the boat forward by pushing on the mast. They're putting in tremendous effort, getting exhausted, and yet the boat isn't moving. But they keep pushing because they don't understand that they're part of the system they're trying to move. They think they're separate from the boat, that they can push it from outside. But they're in the boat. Their pushing doesn't move the boat, it just wastes energy and creates frustration. In the same way, the thinking mind believes it's separate from life, that it can think about life, plan for life, control life from some position outside of life. But this is an illusion. The mind is not separate from life, it's part of life. All this thinking is life thinking about itself, life narrating itself, life judging itself. And it's fundamentally unnecessary. Now you might object, but surely some thinking is necessary. We need to plan, to solve problems, to make decisions. And yes, of course, practical thinking has its place. If you need to get from point A to point B, you need to think about the route. If you have a problem to solve, you need to think about solutions.
That part. I like that. Kind of what got a lot of shit in there. You know what I mean? That was 6 minutes, but it was good. What up, though? DJ, Vandal, Red, Boogie, Angela, everybody. All we missing is Peep. I ain't seen Peep in so long. Anybody else seen Peep? Peep been missing. I don't know. Hopefully Peep good. I think I seen him in Thou's chat. I can't remember. Sorry, though.
The ring being in effect a one-turn shorted secondary. A smaller ring will react even more violently. Here is another ring. This one made of a material we say is non-conductive. And it is completely unaffected. Here is another example. Several thousand watts of power were involved in that spark. If we replace the spark gap with a copper coil, the same power now flows through the coil. It's invisible, has no effect on many substances, but it can generate a lot of heat. Wood, paper, things that we think of as being quite inflammable are not affected at all. However, a piece of steel wool bursts into flame instantly. Did you ever fry an egg on a cold stove? It's no trick at all, if you have the right equipment. This is a cold hot plate, and because it's cold, you can make it out of wood, if you like. Just be sure that there's a coil of wire inside and that you connect that coil to a high-voltage alternating current source. The rest is easy. As long as we're being different, we'll use motor oil instead of Crisco. The egg fries very quickly, but the stove remains perfectly cold. In fact, if you wish to keep it handy, you can fry your egg on the morning newspaper. With a gadget like this, you can get up in the morning, sit on the stove, read the morning newspaper, and fry the eggs in your lap. Another example of the fact that physical forces can be quite selective in their effect.
I think that was like a induction stove top right there. So we're using that right now. It's just a different format. But I did not know that queen means the king's whore. If it's like that, DJ, you know how many queens is out there in the streets right now, man? Fucking everywhere. It's everywhere. But I digress. Let's get it.
Just a quick little baby small update on the UAPs and the orbs. If you're not seeing them on your For You page like you used to, that is intentional. Ever since the buyout update, hostile takeover of our favorite app here, you probably haven't seen them. But remember how in a couple videos I was telling you guys that it seemed like they were trying to communicate with us. They were following people down the I-95. We're following them and doing all this and doing all that. Well, as of the 26th, they started following people home. Actually entering people's homes. Of course, I have a video for you. This was a gentleman named Juanito Juan, and he was doing a live stream just to capture this shit. And if you have a photo light sensitivity, please scroll. It is very blinding. And if you have a seizure disorder as well, please, thanks. Bookie, it was talking. It was talking. Didn't you see the mouth? The mouth was moving. It was flashing and it was pulsating, and I could see a mouth move. Run! I'm gonna run that back. Listen, I didn't know that they were breaking and entering. I didn't know that they were coming in niggas' houses. How did they get in? Juanito? Is it something about... I'm tearing up. Is it still in your house? Because I can't see that someone would just try to shoo it away. That's what we've been seeing in the fucking sky. Up close and personal. Up close and personal. Someone already said in the comments, oh, it's shining through the window. No, it isn't. There's no window there. When it gets to the glass square window part of the door, it starts pulsating. Before that, it's on the wall. Try again. And if that reminds you of something, it should. It should. It looks exactly like James's. It looks exactly like James's blue light orb. As soon as he started drilling into that tube, that big blue light that appeared in his house, it looks exactly like that. Now, unless they're both faking it, I don't see how. I don't see how you fake that. Has anyone checked on Juanito? Because I know that the radiation was crazy. Amounts of radiation. But, y'all let me know what y'all think. Best year of my life.
2026 getting good too. You know what I'm saying? See, 2025 they didn't know about that blue orb shit. I didn't know that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? I would know that niggas was getting raptured and shit, and you's not supposed to drill into the little metal spheres and tubes. Shit, I could say a lot of people radiation poisoning, but we know now. Each one to reach one and teach one. Yeah, it's gonna be good, ain't it, Vandal? Vandal about to become an American. He about to become a Mexican American. You know what I mean? They gonna come over there and take over Mexico. Hey, you gotta be one of our insurgents, all right? You got us, Red? All we need is intel, bro. Low key. We come in there like we did Maduro, you know what I'm saying? We come in there, go straight for the cartel, feel me? You know what I'm saying? Straight for the cartel. I don't know how to get it. That's why we got you, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump need that info, bro.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit.
We need to make America great again. South, North, and Central. You know what I'm saying? Like Voltron in this bitch, we need to unite. Together we fight, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
American-born citizens. That's what he said. American-born citizens. Not American citizens. American-born citizens. I need to talk to you about the direction that they want to take this in, because a lot of you still think you will be safe. It is no mistake that in his telepromptered stump speech, because make no mistake, his speech today that everyone was like making a big deal out of, that was a stump speech. He is campaigning. He's campaigning for approval. That's why he's just telling a bunch of lies up there about how great everything is. He's campaigning because he's flailing. That is a good sign, but I digress. It is no mistake that he said this in a pre-written speech, especially now that it is coming out that they are looking to strip naturalized citizenship from more people in America. There are 26 million naturalized citizens in America. So those are American citizens, but not American-born citizens. They are also, quick reminder, trying to get rid of birthright citizenship. SCOTUS just agreed to take up and hear that case. Those citizens are U.S. born, but they're going to distinguish U.S. born from American born. I know that this isn't surprising to a lot of people who are watching this, but it is important. They are increasingly using tools that we have seen before in history. They are redefining what it means to be American. If people who are legally American aren't Americans, then how do you define American? How will they define American? They're talking about it as though it's the
Yeah, they bet the poor people be Eskimo. Yeah, yep, that is true. Yeah. I think U.S. got to break up like the Soviet Union into little countries so that everyone can be happy. I feel like this. I feel like if we unite all three lands, North, Central, and South America, I think as a one organization we could be better. You know what I'm saying? Travel wise, because everybody wants to travel. You know what I'm saying? Uh, let's just say this: the whitewashing will end, cease, desist, real quick, because then we get all the information. You know what I'm saying? Because they got different information than we got. You know what I mean? And we get their information, then we gonna get good information. They get our information. They might get bogus information, but shit, hell, you know. Hopefully they don't follow bogus information. We ain't trying to indoctrinate people. That's not the plan of the American people. Maybe the government, but not the people. Let's get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Leviathan is not introduced as a fairy tale monster, but as a limit marker in the awakening journey. In ancient scripture, the detailed description is intentional. Layered, scales that cannot be pierced, breath like fire, a presence untouched by weapons. This language points to something humanity is not meant to dominate. Leviathan represents the raw power of the deep, the ocean, chaos, and forces older than human authority. Across cultures, the sea is respected, feared, and approached with humility, not conquered, acknowledged. Leviathan is described as doing what humans cannot, keeping the deep in order. That is not weakness language, it is stewardship language. In Awakening, Leviathan reminds us that not everything exists to be controlled, named, or defeated. Some forces exist to humble us, to teach restraint, reverence, and boundaries. True awakening isn't about mastering everything. It's about knowing when to step back and honor what lies beyond us.
That's some wisdom for your ass right there, man. Y'all better watch out, man. Keep your ass out of that water. So that's why they keep lock up all the gang members. They like to untrain, uncoordinate militias is of the people. What y'all think Tiamat was? Yeah, shit, great serpent. I feel like this, DJ. See me, I'm a gamer. I played God of War, and I believe in the great serpent. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that we are on the backs and wings of the great serpent. You know what I'm saying? And we used to be serpent people. Conan the Barbarian will tell you that. Where do you think the Tartarians came from? They turned us into barbarians. They called us The barbarians of America. Remember? They're like, oh, they're so barbaric. Nah, motherfucker, we're just territorial. We just don't like when people come over here and talk about this shit and try to teach us some shit when we were snake people. You know what I'm saying? It's like people can't understand. We understand shit a lot better than they do.
The way we choose to see the world creates the world we see. You are the universe experiencing itself. This life is about pleasure and meaningful experiences that expand your mind. Not everyone will understand, and that's okay.
They not meant to. At least not in this time. But within down the further line of time, they might understand and be in divine time. You know what I'm saying? Because they might need it that time. They won't need it now. Not like us. We in it.
When you come across a subject like reptilian aliens here on the earth, you better go back and do your homework, because if it sounds crazy, it's probably true. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So I am totally convinced that the world that we live in is being run by entities which are not human. That's my personal belief.
I second that belief. Because these people can't be what we are, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, unlike them, we develop arms and feet, you know what I'm saying? And we don't wear other people's skin. We're in our own skin suit, protected in our own brain system, called the skeleton system. You know what I'm saying? That's why your spine's protected. Your spine is like the vertebrae connected from the sperm cell. They say the tail breaks off. That's a lie. Motherfucking tail is your spine. You know what I'm saying? It's what's controlling the rest of your body, helping you do all this. You know what I'm saying? That part.
Remember when Bobby Lee kept admitting that he R-worded a child in Tijuana?
Or what about when his now ex-girlfriend Kalila, who used to be on the podcast with him, went on a podcast and told a story about how she used to have sexual relations with her brother, who she described as a meek and mild boy, and then went on to tell us about how he unalived himself and laughed about it? Or what about when she went on another podcast and told us about how she used to off dogs a lot? And just like with the Tijuana story, like this original creator that I'm stitching is talking about, I went to try to look up these clips again and look up, reports about these clips, and all I could find was this more recent interview of her, I guess, trying to explain the situation away, which the explanation really didn't do her any favors, if you ask me. But I could not find these original clips that I very vividly remember seeing when they first aired. But in true nosy ass always in other people's business because they post too much of their business on the internet ass fashion, I still have the videos in my camera roll. Here you go.
Because I was fucking my brother at a hospital.
Was that the first time you fucked your brother?
No, but it was maybe like maybe like the third time. But I mean, he was a very like sweet, meek boy.
See? Hollywood is creepy. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood is creepy. Not the T.L.R story, shaking my head. Ah, damn. I didn't know they were making creepy people like that. Did not know they were making creepy people like that. I think she's like, is she like Thai or some shit? Yeah, she said the quiet part out loud, right? That's what I was tripping about. Sizzle is brazy. That brother sister loving is more common than you think. For real, for real. I don't know where it was common at, but it had to be in other people's families.
there's a story that this guy dies, right? And God comes to him and he says, all right, look, buddy, I'm going to take you to hell for 3 days and I'm going to take you to heaven for 3 days. And after that, I'm going to let you choose where you want to go. And he takes him to hell and all these bad bitches are down there partying, everybody drinking.
In hell?
Yeah, yeah, and everybody just chilling. It's like a big old beach party.
Okay.
And he's in hell and he's partying for 3 fucking days, partying hard, right?
Yeah.
Going crazy. And God pick him up out of hell. He said, all right, you ready? We gonna go to heaven. He's like, all right, come on, let's go. So he take him to heaven. And he's in heaven for 3 days and you know, he chilled and everybody was peaceful, everybody was chilling, happy, loving, and everything in heaven was swaying in the melody as if everything was singing a song for God in heaven. And then he takes him out of heaven. You know, he'd been there for 3 days and he said, all right, man, I did you 3 days here, 3 days there. Where you want to go? He said, man, I want to go to hell.
What?
Let's go. Let's go to hell. He said, all right, bet. And he take him there and everybody burning and on fire. Everybody fucked up. Everybody falling off, bitches are all rotting, and parties, liquor was poison. And he's like, what the fuck, what is this? I thought we was partying. And he said, man, the devil make it look good. Yeah. Devil make it look real good.
They be masking shit.
Devil is the master of disguise.
Shit. Devil's a master of manipulating your eyes. Trick a motherfucker out of his big surprise. Surprise, motherfucker. Trick his ass. What up, Unc? I'm streaming. You ain't fucking with me.
If you've ever wondered what a Jewish house looks like, well, let's step inside. On the door, the family's last name is written in Hebrew, and on each doorway you'll find these mezuzah. They're scrolls with handwritten verses. Stepping into the kitchen might have you thinking that you're seeing double, and that's because of kashrut, the Jewish dietary laws. Meat and dairy must be completely separated, so that means 2 different ovens, 2 different sinks, even 2 different sets of cutlery for dairy and for meat. This keeps the kitchen kosher, and Orthodox Chabad Jews like Kara and Liam choose to follow this. Today's a Friday, so we're getting ready for Shabbat. No cooking can be done on Shabbat, so this is a hot plate to keep the food warm. And during Shabbat, observant Jews won't flick electrical switches on and off, so the switch for the fridge light here is covered, meaning the fridge can be opened without breaking any Shabbat laws. Sorry for that dodgy filming there, but you're getting the point. English, Modern Hebrew, and Russian are the 3 most common spoken languages amongst Jews. Here is a blessing just outside the bathroom. A big part of Judaism is giving thanks for everything. Over to the bedroom. Here are wigs, known as shaitel. Many married Orthodox Jewish women cover their hair with a wig. It's a sign of modesty and respect for the marriage. Some use scarves or hats, and others use natural-looking wigs like Kara. Now, I found this super interesting. In Jewish communities around the world, there's a volunteer first responders organization. When called, they provide rapid medical assistance, and Liam is a part of the Hatzolah team in Melbourne. So that's Kara and Liam's home. Each Jewish home would be different, but thank you guys for letting me into yours.
Nah. You know where they get their meat from. It's the Goyle. You know what I'm saying? These people ain't got no farms. Where they getting the meat from, y'all? When you says surprise, knock on. Hell yeah. On Monday? I guess. Yep. Those are the maps to the moon. Showing the lands of our land. That's why they're trying to keep us in this system that they're controlling. My Wi-Fi is acting up. Not waiting to get this bogus upgrade. You going into work Tuesday? Monday. He said they on you. I don't know about that part. Shit.
Ain't nobody from outside bringing down the property value. It's these folks shooting each other and selling that crack rock and shit.
Well, how you think the crack rock gets into the country?
They tell you the truth. Tell you so much truth in these dang movies, man.
Who are flying and floating that shit in here. I know every time you turn on the TV, that's what you see. Black people selling the rock, pushing the rock, pushing the rock. Yeah, I know about guns. Why is it that there's a gun shop on almost every corner in this community?
Why?
Tell you why. For the same reason that there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the black community. Why? They want us to kill ourselves.
The fool roll up, try to smoke me. I'm shoot the motherfucker if he don't kill me first.
You're doing exactly what they want you to do. You have to think, young brother, about your future.
Think about where you could take it, not where they could stop it. You know what I mean? Think about making that money, turning it into a profit. Feel me? Hey, but that's one of my what do you call that? One of my role models, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I wanted to be like Lawrence Fishburne. Not gonna lie. Good role model. Him and Denzel Washington.
If Iran and Israel is going at it, and then China said, if y'all fuck with Iran, y'all gotta fuck with me. At what point do y'all not remember that the BRICS alliance is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, and a couple of, did I forget to say Iran? Right, that would be like our NATO, right? So, if we jump in that war, China jump in that war, then Russia's gonna jump in that war, then India, then Brazil, and then the United States is fucking surrounded. Oh, man. This ain't gonna end good, is it? Nah, this one ain't gonna end good at all. Alright, people, let's just use some common sense. If Iran and Israel is going at it, and then China said, if y'all fuck with Iran, y'all gotta fuck with me. At what point do y'all not remember that the BRIC?
That dude does not finish ever. Leaves everybody in a suspended animation time situations, man.
My friend, Lieutenant Colonel.
Then I want him to stand up and I want him to publicly deny over the horizon missile systems in the United States military.
Let's stop right there. All right. I'm going to tell you about a laser because we know lasers are line of sight weapons.
Right.
My Lieutenant Colonel friend, he actually speaks fluent Russian, taught at West Point, and will tell you that they're not only are there radar, but laser weapons are line of sight weapons. The Navy admits in their defense magazine that their laser weapon that has no curvature to it whatsoever, it's not curving, can shoot down Russian and Chinese cruise missiles flying 50 feet over the water over 100 miles away. Now let me explain to you what 100 miles is, because you didn't know a minute ago what curvature is supposed to be there at 100 miles. I'll tell you. If the Earth is a sphere 24,901 miles in circumference, the 8 inches per mile squared on average means that in 100 miles there should be 6,666 feet of curvature. That's well over a mile of curve. There is no laser weapon shooting from a Navy ship doing this to hit a missile moving at Mach 4. I'm sorry, but the Navy admits by that the Earth is level and non-rotating.
You heard it here first, y'all. Just remember, level, non-rotate. Navy don't lie. Keep it 100, guy.
You slide the food stamp card, you keep half, I keep half. To the tune of $7 million, Boston, Massachusetts. 2 guys. One was in 150 square foot office. Bigger, my bathroom's bigger than that. The other was in a 500 square foot office. You walk in, how much you got? 1,000? Slide, 500 for you, 500 for me. The grocery store down the street was doing 80,000 a week. These guys were doing 5 to 6 times that, $400,000 to $500,000, and nobody said, "How are they doing that much? Let me check the address. That's a closet. How's he doing that out of a closet?" And there's 30 more coming. There's 30 more coming. We get all this data, and it talks to them being low IQ, but hey, they know how to work that fraud. They know $7 million. Should have ran. You should have ran, because now you ain't gonna spend it, buddy.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit.
See, you can't rob a robber. It's not proper. Shit. Cool run, you crew run. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to lead to a question that's going to lead to the answer you're going to give me right over here. First, do you believe in science or the Bible? All right. Next, how can the earth be round if the angels stood at the 4 corners of the earth holding back the winds? Revelation chapter 7 verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. If the earth is round, then it has no corners, because a circle has no corners. And if God that made the earth said that he had 4 angels standing at the 4 corners on earth, then is the earth square? Like Minecraft? Or is the earth round? Like NASA told? Didn't we find out some pretty damning things about NASA? That there's a lot of CGI that was...
And there's never really a straight answer, because they making you watch the CGI. I remember when we was little kids, shit in the auditoriums in the schools, they used to sit us in the gym with a little air dome, and we'd be in a little bit Indian style around this little thing that's showing a light projection up in the middle of the dome. And nobody put it together that this little light projection could be Rufus Negra, or AKA the Black Sun, holding a hologram projection on the roof and all that shit. Nobody put that together. I mean, it does say 11 people are watching, and we only do got 7 likes. So, yeah, hey, eight now, but we trying to get it up there, man. What's going on? What's going on?
That's going to lead to a question that's going to lead to the answer you're going to give me right over here. First, do you believe in science or the Bible? All right, next.
Dr. Cornel West just stole the show tonight when he let everybody on the panel know what black people have been thinking about what's happening in Minnesota. Oh, this is next level diabolical.
Now, I come from a people who have been demonized and vilified and terrorized for 250 years in the American experiment. That's what it is to niggerize a dignified black people.
What did he just say?
Niggerize a dignified black people. Make sure that they are intimidated, terrified, full of fear, and not able to straighten their backs up. But thank God the Black Freedom Movement straightens our backs up. Well, what we're witnessing, and this is why the larger picture is important here, we're at we're right on the edge of the cliff in terms of the possibility of America sustaining itself as a social experiment in the best sense of just becoming an empire full of might and force. So when you niggerize a whole country, you start treating all of your citizens the way black folk have been treated for 250 years. So when I see the police killing these two precious folks, Sister Renee and my dear brother Alex, and I've had so many partners killed by the police growing up on the chocolate side of town, right? What has been the response? Thank God for Martin King. How do we learn how to love in the face of this hatred? How do we learn how to fight for freedom for everybody in all parts of town in the face of all of this terror? And America now has the blues. If you don't learn something from the best of the blues people, we're going to lose a democracy. So this is not just about meticulous details. We're talking about something huge at stake.
It does seem that we are...
You see how Scott Jennings just picked up his cup? He ain't had nothing else to say. Yeah, because it's been out there for us for a while. Black people all over America know this. And Scott Jennings does too. That's the quietest I've ever seen that panel get. And Dr. Cornel West, huge W. You dropped some new lingo on him right there on CNN. I'm surprised they didn't bleep it out, champ. Yeah, MAGA, what you gonna do now? The jig's up. We all see what it is. You can try to demonize and vilify all you want. We've been through this before, and we ain't about to let it happen again. So you're gonna have to try something new. And Dr. Cornel West made that very clear.
And that's a fact. Niggerize. Hey, but the fact of this too, those people came over and tried to glorify being black, which they weren't. They were not black at all. You know what I'm saying? Like we always say, not all skin folk is kin folk. Just because an African thinks he's an African American don't mean he's an African American. You know what I'm saying? Just because American thinks he's an African don't mean that he's an African. All right, I appreciate it, Wicked. But I'm just saying, man, people, those Somalian people, they're not black. They might be brown, but they're not black. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like those people were like the Unabombers. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I just felt that way. Like every skeleton that skeleton that Jeff Dunham had kind of looked like the Somalian dude. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right here? Like, I ain't trying to be prejudiced, none. Hey, Said, don't forget when the Italian immigrants came in New York, all Cobain's in Florida. I think, is that, how come it blurred it out? Why is it not showing your stuff? That's weird. The camps they had set up. Yeah. Yo, Felicia, what up? What up? Oh, the thing is, they had a lot of camps. They had but that's like we got Chinatown, and instead of Jewtown, they call it, or instead of Jewish Town, they call it Jewtown, which don't make sense to me because not Jew, but Jewish. You know what I'm saying? All Colombians. You said I thought you said Cobain's and shit. I'm like, wait, what? Why is it not showing the word though? That's weird. That's kind of weird. Who's holding these messages for review? Got a question for you.
That boy Ray stood on business with Mr. Beast. Like, literally remained himself, and you gotta respect Ray for that. See, Mr. Beast ended up trying to confront Ray for saying Team Water was a scam, but Ray stood on what he said. And this is what that boy Ray said.
Oh my God! Ray, huh? Remember that one time you said Team Water was a scam? Yeah. Did you mean that? Yeah. Ray, I'm sorry, bro. Ray, I feel like 40 mil just too much. What? Do you want to go to Africa and see it? Nah. There's no way. Like they need this much. Like I know they need water, but I feel like 5 mil can build like a lot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but we're trying to get 40 million years of clean water.
Ray said what he said. He said, did you really mean that? He said, yeah. Bruh, I'm not gonna lie, Ray different. Do you not know how many people would have folded in front of Mr. Beast just to stay on his good side? That's what it's all about. Mr. Beast. You know how many people would have folded? That shows you Ray a real one, bruh. Don't care about none of that. Don't care how much money you got with your name, your clout, none. He said, yup. I'm gonna just be honest. I feel like 40 million is too much for some water. I think 5 million is stretch. Literally had Mr. B stuttering. Yeah, you know, with the 40 million years worth. What are you talking about? 40 million years worth? Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. You gotta respect Ray though. That shows you. So for anybody in the future that approaches Ray about something silly, he's definitely gonna stand on business. Kai, I'm not gonna lie. You should know that. Like, that boy Ray, he a real one, bro. He gonna remain the same. Because anybody else would have folded. You gotta respect him for that.
Yeah, man. You got to respect him for that. I can't stand Mr. BC either, man. He's something about phony and shit. Then when you get too much money and shit, you want to act fake. Just because a nigga learn how to operate or trust and shit and give money to people and then get people to view his shit to get more money and shit. He learned how to pay or play, you know what I'm saying? He did the we call it the you-ish way, you know what I'm saying? He said, no, I got your back too, Mike. I know, fam, I know. Yeah, he is a phony. That's just like how Castanet put out that. Didn't he say he had a school or some shit? What did he say he was doing out there in Africa? I can't even remember. He said he was doing something too. I smoked too much to be. Dang, man, I can't even remember. Fuck it. Ray 100 though, man. You can't fuck with them Taiwanese people like that. Them niggas know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Know what it is.
Black people were not targeted because they were weak. Bro, do you think people target people that are weak? No. They were targeted because they were resilient, strong, vibrant, creative, communal, spiritual, and powerful. That's the whole reason, bro. It went beyond skin color. It was a deeper rooted issue on a spiritual level. I'm telling you. It was hate combined with envy, combined with jealousy, combined with confusion. Because humans fear what they don't understand, what they don't understand. You don't suppress what doesn't matter. Modern slavery affects everyone now. Debt, surveillance, wage slavery, algorithmic control, but its testing ground was black people. America practiced on black people, then scaled it. Now, time for the solution. The solution is not guilt, not saviors, not hashtags, not empty apologies. The solution is truth plus structure plus sovereignty. The truth, this is what the truth is. Stop pretending this was accidental. Stop sanitizing and minimizing history. Stop gaslighting pain. Stop dismissing and deflecting when black people are trying to open up to you about their trauma, pain, and history. Listen. The structure is real investment in black communities, ownership, education that teaches systems, not just symptoms, mental health, economic access, protection of families. The sovereignty is control over culture, control over narratives, control over resources, control over future, and most importantly, healing without erasure. Not forgetting, not numbing, not pretending it's over, pretending it didn't happen, but transmuting pain into clarity instead of self-destruction. I could be totally wrong about this. That's just my take.
I don't mean to say this like to be disrespectful, and maybe this is, some people are gonna think this sounds dumb, but I feel like there's a deeper reason why, you know, people of color and specifically the black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Like, I mean, just the things that happened during slavery alone, like, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about black history and the ways that, you know, people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the black community. And it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, what if, I have this theory that, like, what if black people have some type of superpower? Like, what if they have, I don't know, if they're just born with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, you know, like I said, these people, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to, like, get rid of them, blah blah blah. I don't know, I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about that is linked to them being people of color, you know? And I've seen some black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties, but I don't know, I just feel like I have this theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize, because I'm sorry, but I don't think you're gonna go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. Like, I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know. Okay, this is just something that I've been thinking about recently, and I'm like, maybe if there are some black creators that maybe they already made a video and I just didn't see it, I don't know, but like, I don't know, maybe it sounds dumb. Or maybe this is like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but, you know, it's just something I was thinking about.
This is our land. We are the chosen people. All of this stuff belongs to us. In Yahshua's name. Message.
Hey, yeah, real quick. You can watch the dumbassery. You know what I'm saying? It's as long as you're using it for entertainment purposes, not education. You feel me? See, we could actually use it for education to know what to expect instead of understanding what they are. We just know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, Bano, I put out some new music. You should check. Yeah, go check it.
Now we have a Fox News alert. The Supreme Court just cleared the way for Trump to deport illegals even faster. The High Court ruled that Trump can use the Alien Enemies Act to send Venezuelan gangbangers to a mega prison in El Salvador. This is a huge ruling in Trump's favor and a major win for the country. After, as you know, D.C. Judge James Boasberg ordered a stop to the deportations. So this is pretty significant. These deportations, Caroline, can keep going.
This is a massive legal victory, Jesse, a massive victory for law and order and for our constitutional republic and the sovereignty of the United States of America. We called on the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges like Judge Boasberg, who was completely out of line in trying to say that the president didn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists off of our soil. We have always maintained the position at the White House that the president was well within his constitutional authority to do so. And this decision proves that President Trump and our administration have always been right from the beginning. He will continue to utilize the Alien Enemies Act to remove foreign terrorists and Tren de Aragua members, vicious gang members from American communities. And because of this ruling, the United States of America is a much safer place. Our team will get to work tomorrow to deport these heinous, violent foreign terrorists from our neighborhoods.
And you had another couple critical wins in the court with regard to Doge. Tell us about those. That seems to be making progress.
Yes, absolutely. There have been many wins that the mainstream media has failed to cover, particularly over the weekend. The Supreme Court also ruled that the president does, in fact, have the authority over federal funding, that he can dictate what funds can go out the door and what can't, so long as they are part of the executive branch. So we have always, again, maintained that every executive order the president has signed, every executive action that he has taken has been well within his executive authority. And Doge is doing a tremendous job at cutting back at the waste and the fraud and the abuse that have been ripping off American taxpayers, that have not been aligned with our interests here in our country. So we're going to continue the president's agenda. Again, he's well within his constitutional authority, and it's great to see the Supreme Court reining in these activist judges who are wearing robes but are acting as judicial activists, not as real judges and real arbiters of the law.
All right. Lawyers wrong. I can't believe a lawyer would ever be wrong. It just amazes me. They think they're always right. I guess not this time. Sorry, Boasberg. We love you, but we're sorry. Caroline, thank you.
Okay. Well, props to the people that woke. Yeah, I think that's like everybody on this channel. So people waking up, man. People waking up. It's a cold world. Trying to make it a little bit better.
She felt like it. She could experiment with rock and indie, whatever sound she wanted, because, I mean, failing had no consequence. Then you got Blue Ivy. Now, she did a good job voice acting on Mufasa, but should she really have a Grammy?
Blue, congratulations. You won a Grammy tonight. I'm so proud of you.
When your mom is Beyonce, it don't matter what should be. It just is. Now, the next Nepo baby might surprise some of you guys, but yes, Drake is a Nepo baby. The most talented one for sure, but if you don't believe me, I think it's time that we actually meet the Grahams. So, his dad, Dennis Graham, was a drummer who worked with Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis was one of the pioneers for rock and roll. Then you got his uncle, Larry Graham, who was a singer himself, and he was a bass player for Sly and the Family Stone, one of the most famous funk groups of all time. And then you got his other uncle, Teenie Hodges, who was a songwriter and guitar player for Al Green. Drake was playing on Degrassi and making 50 grand a year when he was a teenager. When that ended, he had money and connections that could fund his own mixtapes. Now, started from the bottom is great branding, but the bottom was middle class with industry connections. But the most successful and possibly the saddest of them all is level 5, the super plant. The super plant is as close to a robot as you can get. They don't write their own music, they don't choose their image, they don't control their social media. They show up, perform the role they've been given, and then they just collect a percentage. Most of them started from childhood and have even been put through development programs. There's people that control what they eat, control what they say. They'll pretend to date somebody just because it's good for their image. Their whole life becomes content. And sadly, they're the ones that usually have the most trauma and depression and mental health issues. Britney Spears is probably the most tragic example of the super plant. When Britney was on the Mickey Mouse Club, it was basically an all-star training camp. You had Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling. They were all kids being groomed for stars.
I bet y'all didn't know Kodak Black wanted to be on Disney. sent in his little audition and everything. I'm pretty sure he made it too. Straight plants. Little Bill. Hell no, how she get the Grammy faster than Lil or Hill Facts. Facts. Or Hill had movies. Sister Act. I mean, facts.
But there was a growing logistical problem. Hunger. How do you feed a population of giants? The Book of Enoch describes the escalation of horror. First, they ate the harvest. Then, the animals. And when that ran out, they started looking at humans. Ancient Jewish traditions mention they developed an appetite for human flesh and blood. Cannibalism wasn't done in secret. It became public ritual. Altars where people were sacrificed before terrified crowds. Children grew up watching this, learning that human life was worthless. Genesis uses a specific word to describe the earth, Hamas. It means unjust violence. Raw oppression. Murders were daily. Bodies lay in the streets. The Bible says every imagination of the thoughts of their heart was only evil continually. It wasn't a moment of anger. It was a constant state of wickedness. Greek legends of titans devouring their children weren't invention. They were traumatic memories of this era. Goliath, centuries later, at nearly 10 feet, was just a shadow, a genetic echo of what these beings were at their peak. Fear was the atmosphere everyone breathed. But the Nephilim weren't solely responsible for the collapse. Their fathers, the Watchers, continued teaching forbidden secrets. And suddenly, ordinary humans began gaining access to weapons and sorceries that turned the world into a supernatural war zone. Suddenly, people knew how to do things that, by the logic of natural evolution, they shouldn't know for another 1,000 years. Imagine a society that goes from the stone and wood age to advanced metallurgy in a single generation. It wasn't gradual discovery. It was direct technology transfer. The Book of Enoch is very specific about who taught what. It says Azazel, one of the Watchers' leaders, taught men to make swords, knives, shields, and armor. Before this, conflicts were resolved with brute force or hunting tools. After Azazel, warfare became industrialized. Blades that never dulled, metals that gleamed in the sun, and pierced flesh like paper. Mortality exploded. But Azazel didn't just teach killing, he taught seduction. The text says he revealed secrets about metals of the earth and the art of working them, bracelets, ornaments, the use of antimony, the beautification of eyelids. May seem harmless today, but think about the impact back then. Vanity became a weapon. Obsession with physical appearance, adorned with jewels and eye paint, created a culture of extreme superficiality. Women competed for attention from the fallen gods. Men competed for visual status. And it didn't stop there. Another leader, Shemyaza, taught the use of roots and enchantments, what we'd call pharmakia or sorcery today, using substances to alter consciousness and open mental doors. Barakel taught astrology, making people stop looking to the Creator to worship creation, guiding their lives by star movement. Genesis 4 confirms this cultural explosion through Cain's lineage.
DJ said don't believe in this shit. I'm pretty sure that's summary of some of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it.
Okay, I'm going to preface this by saying this is for educational purposes. This is a teaching encyclopedia from 1927. Hold on, I'll show you. It's the Teaching Encyclopedias from Chicago, 1927. I'm in volume 4. So all I'm doing is reading. Jews, Israelites, or Hebrews, a Semitic people related to the Chaldeans. I'm probably saying it wrong. Again, I don't give a shit if I'm saying a word wrong. You can go complain to somebody else. And the Arabians. Tradition derives their descent from Abraham and the patriarchs. The story of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob, of the 12 sons of Israel is familiar to the reader of the Old Testament. There were 12 tribes, one of each son, according to the biblical account of the pastoral people. During a season of famine, they sojourned in Egypt, where they were enslaved and forced to work at grievous tasks, making bricks without straw. They were rescued and brought forth by Moses, their great leader. They were led by a cloud. They crossed an army of the Red Sea, dry shod, and wandered for 40 years in the wilderness. At Sinai, they received the 10 Commandments written on 2 tables of stone. Finally, they reached Palestine, the promised land, flowing with milk and honey. They disposed, I know I'm not saying it wrong. We'll put up a definition. In part, the original inhabitants and settled down. Yes, that means exactly what you think it did. They deprived them of everything they needed and pushed them to the side, raising the olive and rearing cattle and sheep. The Jews lived for a time under a form of church government, Aaron being their first high priest. Eli, Samuel, and Elijah were judges. Then came a monarchy. Saul, David, and Solomon were the most noted kings. Jerusalem was taken from the Jebusites and converted, from a small fortress into a walled city. The Ark of the Covenant, the sacred symbol of their religion, was placed at rest in the temple built by Solomon, the first son of David. The Hebrews got on well with their seacoast neighbors, the Phoenicians, but their country lay in a great highway between Egypt and Babylon. It was impossible to avoid entanglement in the wars between these nations. The kingdom of Solomon was divided into 2 rival peoples, the 10 tribes of Israel and the kingdom of Judah. Both were carried away into captivity. The 10 tribes of Nineveh, Judah, and Benjamin to Babylon. The former have never been heard of since. Judah, whence the new Jews, was permitted with Benjamin to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the ancient city. The birth, life, and suffering of Christ belong to the latter part of this period. In 70 AD, Jerusalem was taken by storm by the Romans and reduced to ruins. Its very name was changed. The Jews were forbidden to set foot on the site of their ancient city and were commanded to disperse. Since that time, the Jews as a nation have had no history. They have followed the advances of trade into all parts of the earth. The American Israelite gives 15 to 430,000 as a total number of Jews, allocated in part as follows. Okay, so again, this would have been in 1927. So Poland has the most with the same amount in Ukraine, United States right behind, and then it vastly drops. Russia, Romania, Germany, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, British Isles, Austria, Lithuania, Yugoslavia, France, Greece, and Palestine having the very least amount.
Brazil.
Do you see the
Good Lord? Canada.
For centuries, the Jews were forbidden to own land. Their property was literally at the disposal of the soiler.
Greenland.
A Jew might hope for no redness in court of law. Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice shows very clearly how little justice the Jews might expect at the hand of Christians.
Actually.
Zangwill's Children of the Ghetto describes the Jews in London. In the days of the Inquisition, Jews were expelled from Spain. And then have been all but driven out from other countries time and again. Sorry. After centuries of oppression, they are now fairly secure in the rights of citizens in all Protestant and Catholic countries. In countries adhering to the Greek Church, and especially in Russia, where the people have a grudge against them as money lenders and foreclosers of mortgages, the Jews have been frightfully mistreated. Sure about that?
Sound like the Jew.
Sorry, I'm just reading. No opinions. It has long been the dream of the Orthodox Jew that sometime his people might be united as a nation in the Holy Land. The breaking of the yoke of Muslim control gave great impetus to the idea and the year 1918 recorded much progress in the Zionist movement. A notable event of the year was the organization of the Jewish Legion for Palestine. 25,000 young men, 10,000 from the United States, you fucking retards, answered the call and went forth to help redeem their ancestral land. The United States added nearly 90,000 new members to its Zionist organization. What the fuck? England sent a commission to Palestine, which accomplished much in systematize. Okay, I'm not even going to try because whatever. The educational, industrial, and cultural life of that country, and notwithstanding the miserable poverty of the Russian and Polish Jews, they raised enormous sums to aid in the work. For those countries where the Jews were most persecuted, a very great emigration set into America. A period of 20 years saw nearly 1 million landed in New York, Philadelphia, and Baltimore. New York has more Jews than any other city of the world. In this country, they are tailors, peddlers, merchants, manufacturers, physicians, teachers, money changers, bankers, and traveling salesmen. But although the cattle on the 1,000 hills were Abraham's, and David tended to his father's sheep at Bethlehem, the Jews are seldom, if ever, gardeners, farmers, or stock raisers. In America, at least, they are never beggars. The church cares for its own needy. In New York City, out of the Hebrew population of 500,000, possibly, but a score of Hebrews, ineligible for one reason or another to their own institutions, are supported at public expense. Oh, it's so much higher now, isn't it? The Hebrews maintained orphan asylums and homes for aged and infirm in the leading cities of the country. In the cities of continental Europe, the Hebrews live in a quarter of their own, known as the ghetto. In the ghetto. They build their synagogues without soliciting outside help. They keep the seventh day, that is to say Saturday, as the Sabbath. Their clergy are known as rabbis. Also, not in here, but did you know that there's a tradition that some rabbis still follow that after they circumcise babies, they suck the blood from their little weenuses? I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that that sounds like pedophilia and not religion. Anyways, we're already 7, almost 8 minutes in, so come back for part 2.
Like I said, where do they get their meat from? If it's supposed to be kosher, who's raising these cows? Where the fucking cows at, yo? Where the pork at, yo? How you make it sausage? You know why? Come on. You know why. What do you think those beds were down there in them tunnels? For sacrificial purposes only. And this is for assumption and accusations and making a movie. YouTube don't try to demonetize me for no reason, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing what the fuck we do. We on this live action film crew, you know what I'm saying? We doing everything the way we supposed to, you know? I didn't write the script. The scripts are a part of me. You feel me? Just saying. I know I ain't wrong. You know what I'm saying? I seen them Ninja Turtles coming up out of that ground like deep, 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 jumping out like the Foot. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers came out like the Foot Clan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? Them niggas jumped out of every fucking orifices of the tunnels. These niggas made a hole. They're like, we ain't even gotta use a lid. Shit, fuck a lid. We gonna come up out of this under this motherfucking newspaper stand. How the fuck these what up, Max? Yeah, exactly. For entertainment purposes only. You know what I'm saying? This is filmed live in a studio. You know what I'm saying? Called Earth, the world stage. But the thing is, like them niggas popped up out of a motherfucking. They moved a motherfucking newsstand that was giving out the newspapers. They moved it and said, You know what I'm saying? It came up out of nowhere, yo. I mean, we know where they came from. Niggas were digging underneath the synagogue. Where you going? Huh? Where you going? What you doing? You got some bagels down there? What are you doing down there, huh? That's what I want to know, man. That's what I want to know. Where were you on the day of my daughter's wedding? Yeah. It's Goombly Goombas over there just bloop bloop bloop. Do I feel like they were playing Mario and shit, dude? This jumped out of everywhere. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Motherfuckers was throwing tables and shit. Next thing you know, you see the mattress up in there. Ah! I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is there blood on that mattress? Whose dick were they sucking? Exactly. Yeah, man. But never get a circumcision if you're a Jew. Hmm? Never by a rabbi, anyways. Yo, what up, Mike? What up? What up? So I wish this thing could have ran a little longer. Unfortunately, we didn't get that opportunity. So, Indiana Jones, Goonies, Secret Caverns, The Hidden Valley, people that shit is funny. Hey, you know Goonies never die. They kind of like Baby Kids, if you ask me. It's kind of like Baby Kids. Only problem is they ain't only about having fun. You know, that's what Baby Kids like. See, that's why I like the pirate life. You know what I'm saying? I want to be free. Sail the seas. Hopefully we don't get ate up by a big ass fucking snake. God dang it, man. Motherfucking whoo shit. That'll be some scary shit, man. Motherfucking whale decides to come and eat your ship. Say, hey motherfucker, what the fuck happened? That would suck. But y'all, I'd like to thank y'all for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pirate life. See that flag back there, yo? See that flag back there? That's how we roll, you know what I'm saying? That's how we roll. It's one piece. It's one piece of water that we live on that everybody thinks is motherfucking Earth. It's not. It's water. Call it space. Still ain't been discovered yet. You know what I'm saying? We only got like 30% of that shit discovered. Niggas are scared to go out into the water. You know why? Because the Truman Show, man. Motherfucker scared you. I want to get into a submarine like my nigga Law, you know what I'm saying? That nigga had the whole thing. He's like, I want a room. I wish I could have powers like devil fruit and shit, but I like swimming, so yeah, fuck that part. I wouldn't mind getting some Supreme Hakai or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Armament, that would be dope. I'll fuck somebody up. But I do got these nice ass gloves. These things right here, you know what I'm saying? They got the knucks on them. Fucking knuckles and shit, so I ain't gotta worry about breaking my shit when I hit somebody and they fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? You call these the dusters. Well, I'm putting them around here. Call these things dusters, man. See, cause I wanted something the same hand color and shit, you know what I'm saying? That way they like, he didn't have nothing on his hands, it just shit hurt. I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to hurt, motherfuckers. It's for good impact. But shit, protect your necks out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just gotta it's like basically like holding brass knuckles if you ask me, bro. It's like you got some brass knuckles on and shit. So you ain't gotta worry about the impacts, you know what I mean? You can hit a wall in this shit. Motherfucker lets you hit a brick wall. It's like a punching bag. But love, peace, and hand grease. Catch y'all next one, y'all. Don't forget.
Friends are some of the fakest people you ever have in your life.
Because friends will never allow you to just be yourself. Oh, man, nigga, you sound like you getting weak. Oh, man, you sound like you get. They ain't gonna let you say, man, I'm hurt right now, homie. I feel like hurt. They gonna go tell somebody, man, nigga talking about killing himself. So, no, friends don't check on nobody. Family. Family. Family go check on your family. Because friends have to fake with one another. Friends have to be fake in order for us to be real friends. I can't tell you, nigga, you wrong when you wrong.
I felt that! My bad. That shit hit me. That shit hit me, man. That shit touched me on another level.
Homie, friends don't let each other
like
be
that.
who
My
they
bad.
really want to be, my nigga. I got to be who you want me to be so we can remain friends. If I tell you I don't like this, I don't want to kick that nigga, I don't want to rob that nigga, and we from the same hood, but we friends. I can't go against my friend because my friend gonna quit me. So if I'm really your friend, I can tell you no. I can tell you I don't like this. I don't want to do this. Say, homie, I'm on the phone with my girl. Can you cut this down? And you don't say, oh, man, nigga caking on the phone. My friend understand this is my girl. So when he heard me talking to my girl, he cut the music down. Without shaming me. Friends wake up every day to shame one another. Why do you want me to believe when you call me, homie, and we Jones and high side? What friends do with each other. But man, my family ain't gonna do this. So I build a family away from a family, nigga.
We had a saying where we would be like, peace, be safe. But then we heard Nipsey say, stay dangerous. And I never understood it. But then when I finally understood it, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Stay dangerous. Because when you are, you're aware. If you're part of the danger, you can see the danger around you as well. You have to stay dangerous. Because if we're not, we're going to get caught unaware. And then we're just a pawn being used. When you carry yourself like a king.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll I make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. A lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth. Even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this.